Hey everybody, Red October. Today is Thursday. Happy Thursday morning to you. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. Don't forget about your vets. Thank a vet. I know a lot of restaurants are doing free meals to vets, and I think even the gun ranges are doing the same. So the video I'm about to talk about, the after effect of what has happened and the new president-elected Donald Trump. I'm looking at social media as far as YouTube goes, and I just see video after video after video from like-minded folks like you and I, just comparing the reaction of all the crybaby liberals as far as what happened, how did they lose, and I'm going to go into that in just a second. But what I will say is that yesterday was a shitstorm. I mean, just post after post on other social media sites. It got to the point where it just got so stressful, just seeing all the BS about Donald Trump and nothing about Hillary, right? And I'm sure the opposite side will say the same thing. Oh, Donald Trump supporters are just bashing Hillary. I think we're over that because we won. The Trump supporters, the Trump campaign, we've won. There's nothing else for us. I mean, everything that's been said and done has been done. It's like a football game. When you have two rival teams and both have a big fan base and one loses, who do you think is going to do the most crying? The team that lost. And that's what we're seeing now. Yesterday, the peaceful protest started. I think it'll turn violent soon. I think you got your people that are just angry as far as the whole thing that happened, that can't contain themselves because they're crybabies and they're not getting their way anymore. It's going to change. And change is hard. I realize that. I don't even like change, but it has to happen. It will happen. And just like I've said before in my past videos, the world has changed. It's not the same America that I knew. And guess what? I just have to kind of roll with the punches. We've had 8 years of the other side. And how do you think we have felt? So now the other side's going to get a taste of, hey, your guy's not in office or your woman's not in office. Things are flip-flop now. And they could flip-flop again the next 4 years. I don't know. I'm going to focus on the present, the new elected president, Donald Trump, what's to come, and hope for the best. I think the masses have spoken. I don't think it's just me or you. The masses have spoken. The majority of Americans that went out and voted. I'm sure there was a lot of people that did not vote. But the masses that did vote spoke volumes and said, we don't want Hillary in office, period. And now the people that did vote for her are just like, what happened? I can't, and this is where I'm going to go back to the beginning when I said I'll explain. I was listening to news media, or local radio, I'm sorry. I was listening to local radio yesterday, and they were saying that a lot of people did not come out and say they were voting for Donald Trump. So I think there was a mass volumes of people out there that already had their mind made up based on their own decisions. They were going to vote for Donald. But the ones that ran their mouth the most, the ones that just blabbered their mouth and made a lot of noise, were the liberals. And so when poll after poll came out, they were only seeing the liberal side saying, the majority have spoken, the majority have voted. They said that they were going to vote for Hillary, blah, blah. They just didn't see what was coming. They didn't see the mass supporters of Trump that were out, that were waiting to cast their vote. I think enough people just got tired of the shit and said, you know what, enough. We're not taking it no more. We're going to take this country back. And we're going to go out there and do it the right way, which is to vote. I think many Republicans sat back and said, we're not going to vote this year or this last term or the term before that. They got smoked. I saw Dimcad video yesterday, and he was saying that and forgive me if I got the wording wrong, but he said that he thinks the reason why Obama got elected was because, you know, he had a large volume of black supporters, black voters out there, black Americans that went out and voted because they wanted to have a black president in office, and that we'll probably never see that again. The number of black Americans did not probably go out and vote for the Democratic Party. I'm not saying that black voters didn't go out and vote, because they did. But the mass volume to go out and vote for a Democratic candidate probably was done once this last term when Obama got elected. We probably won't see that volume again. We may. I mean, I could be wrong. That doesn't mean that there weren't black voters that went out there and voted for the Republican Party this year. Or maybe they just didn't go out and vote, period. I don't know. The point is that the mass majority of Americans that went out and voted for Trump, period. And so now we're going to see the ridiculousness of the liberals, the zombie liberals, go out and start rioting and crying and saying what happened. I mean, just stupid posts like, I guess I'm going to move to Canada, or, you know, I can't believe I have to go to college for 4 years, or whatever. That I have to go and get a bachelor's degree, and I have to have 5 years of work experience to get a entry-level office job. But Trump can go and run president. There's a big difference there. And let me go back to that college thing. That shit started in the mid 90s, when I had just finished high school in the early 90s. It was all about putting in your time, earning your keep, working your way up based on experience and time. This whole movement of and this happened in the mid to late 90s. I noticed the trend was, we got to make it available for everybody to go to college. Everybody gets a ribbon. Everybody gets to go. And I disagree with that, and I'll tell you why. I don't think everyone should go to college. I don't think college is meant for everybody. I believe there's a lot of jobs out there that do not require a degree. There are a lot of trades out there that you can go to school for that don't require a 4-year degree or 6-year degree. You can go and learn a trade and get a good job and make a living off that. What's happened is that this society, this new movement of everybody gets a ribbon, everybody goes to college, that system created this whole dynamics, and I fell into this system as far as getting affected, because there's jobs that I do now, and there's related jobs that do not require a degree. But you go and look at the posting, it says bachelor's degree, 5 years of work experience, certifications, blah, 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 blah. I'm thinking, I have done related similar jobs to this for years with no degree. No degrees required to do this job. It's not rocket science. But they have turned their system inside out, that now there's a lot of people that have gone to college doing entry-level office job positions, and they're crying that I didn't go to college for 4 years for this. You're right, but this is the only jobs that are out there because you were sold a false lie that you had to go to college and that you would get the ideal job that you went to college for. I started seeing that trend as far as the high-tech jobs, people going and getting their degrees, and then the IT market has just crashed, went up and down with Dell. People that had good jobs, they're paying like $20-something an hour, and then there was a demand for it, and then the market just kind of fell apart, and now you have these high-tech positions, or even people with degrees, working at your local Pizza Hut, working at your local county or city office or government office, and they're crying because they've spent all this money on education, and to end up with the office job that they didn't intend to do or go to college for. The system did that shit to themselves. So now it's come back to bite them in the ass after all these years. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this video because it's gonna go on too long. Have a great day. I got a lot of videos to catch up on and watch. Keep your eyes open, because I think shit's gonna probably get more get more hyped up with riots and protests, and you're just gonna have stupid people out there doing stupid stuff. Take care. Red out.